Hello everyone, and today we have big brother of Cfmoto 450 MT. This one is Cfmoto 800 MTX. And yeah, who watch my video about Cfmoto 450, those already know that Cfmoto 450 I like really much, and I can recommend that bike. That's why I have really high hopes on this one. And this one can be, I think this one can be one of the best price performance adventure bike in midweight category. First of all, I want to talk about handling. This bike handles pretty well. I don't a lot of complaints about handling of this bike, because I really like how this bike handling. And that's why at that point I can score as 8 on road and 8 on the gravel, also on off-road. Here we have 48 millimeters front fork with a 230 millimeters travel, and also we have 230 millimeters travel on rear wheel. Both of them is fully adjustable front fork and fully adjustable rear shock. I have a couple questions about front fork, because it's a little bit bounced back, and front fork don't give me feedback so much as I want it. I adjust the compression and rebound, and I don't get so much feedback. I don't get that range what I want. That's why I have a couple questions about front fork. Probably you can rebuild that fork, you can make some reshimming and stuff like that, and make it work better. I'm pretty sure you can do that. For the rear shock, I don't have a lot of questions, because rear shock do the job pretty well. Honestly, it's really not bad. Of course, for this kind of riding, I want a little bit stiffer suspension, but for the stock, it feels really nice. What can I say about engine? It's basically the same engine as on KTM 790, but they have their own engine management system, I guess, and their own mapping and stuff like that, and it works really well. But I want get more aggressive throttle response and stuff like that, because yeah, it's really linear, it's really smooth. Maybe for someone it's really nice to have this kind of mapping, because it's really smooth, and it's pretty hard to mess up with this kind of throttle mapping. But for me, I want a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more response, because here we have little bit delay. When you wide open throttle, it's not kick you immediately, and the same when you drop your throttle, it's don't drop your throttle, actually throttle immediately. Also, it's pull you a little bit more than you want. But it's really tiny thing. You can feel it only when you really make your attention on that thing. Then you can feel it. but otherwise you don't feel it at all. If you need really high precision, then you can feel it, but otherwise you don't feel that thing. I found one more thing. When we are in standard mode, engine is more aggressive. It feels more powerful. But when we switch to off-road mode with the traction off and the ABS off, then its engine is smoother and it's not so aggressive. And I would like to get standard mode power and throttle response with the ABS off, but I can't do that. When I switch standard mode and I try to turn off ABS, it tells me turn on off-road mode first to turn off ABS. That means I need switch on off-road mode, and then I can turn off ABS. Yeah. And when I turn off completely everything, I can push that mode button and hold it. Then it's turn off ABS automatically. Yeah, check this out. Right now I have off-road mode, ABS off, traction off. First gear, second gear, third gear, and done. And the bike didn't spin rear tire anymore on third gear. Now we will try to do the same, only with a standard mode. Right now we have standard mode, traction control is off. And yeah, let's go. First gear, second gear, third gear, and still spinning. Fourth gear. 60 kilometers. And I can't brake because I have ABS. Okay, and we get basically exactly what we expected. A little bit less than it should be on the papers. And in standard mode we get 86 horsepower, what is pretty nice. And yeah, and we get exactly what I expected about off-road mode, because yes, in off-road mode it got less power than in standard mode, and the power curve is smoother. And in off-road mode we get 76 horsepower, 10 horsepower less than in standard mode. And in rain mode we get even less horsepower, we get 47, no, basically 48 horsepower. Yeah. That's why it's pretty good mapping, but I would like to more power in off-road mode, and at least in able to switch off ABS in standard mode, because I prefer use standard mode power, but only I want switch off ABS. That's why. We can't switch off ABS in standard mode. That is the issue with the, in my opinion, that's why, yeah, it is what it is. What can I tell about brakes? Brakes are nice. I don't have a lot of complaints about brakes. Maybe I want a little bit more feedback out of front brakes to be easier adjust your braking force, to easier make a stoppie and stuff like that. For a regular user, it's don't need it. That's why I can score brakes as 7, because I want a little bit more feedback. About quality are really nice. I don't see any big issues with quality, build quality and stuff like that. Yeah, we have some problems here when we fully turn our steering. Brake cable touched the dash a bit. It's not a big problem, but yeah. One more thing, we have adjustable dash, which is really nice because you can adjust your dash higher when you ride in standing position, and you can lean down your dash when you ride mostly in seat position. That's why it's really nice feature. First time to see this kind of feature on bikes. On the papers it must be 94 horsepower, but on the dyno we get 86 horsepower, which is not so bad. It's quite normal. And 86 horsepower, it's good enough results. That's why I can score that position as 8. Next position is feel, how that power feel. That position I can score as 7 because, as I said before, I want a little bit more throttle response, and I want a little bit more torque at the bottom. What else I can say about this bike? Here we have KTM style wheels with spokes in the middle of the rim, and also those are tubeless tires, which is really nice. KTM cost a lot more than this bike, and we have basically the same wheels as on KTM, the same engine as on KTM, and yeah, overall this bike looks the same as KTM. That's why yeah, it's really nice bike, honestly, and I can recommend this bike for someone who wants mid-weight adventure bike. Yes, of course, it's not a perfect bike. We have a couple issues. We have, yeah, this kind of little bit throttle delay. We have some problems with the front fork and stuff like that. But overall, if we keep in mind price and what we get, this one is a really nice one. We have a lot of options here. We have cruise control, we have a quick shifter, we have a tire pressure sensor, which shows us even tire temperature. And yeah, we have adjustable dash, we have adjustable windscreen. And yeah, and if we take all these things what we have here and that price, it's a really nice one. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Subscribe this channel and see you next time. Bye.